This is a snakeskin jacket. It's a symbol of my belief in my individuality and my personal freedom.
Nicolas Cage, the Academy Award-winning actor known for his eclectic roles and larger-than-life persona, has always been a figure of fascination. From his unforgettable performances in Leaving Las Vegas and Face Off to his unpredictable public life, Cage has captured attention both on and off the screen. But now, news has surfaced that adds a shocking twist to his personal life. Nicolas Cage has just been evicted. The revelation comes as a surprise to fans and the entertainment world alike. Cage, known for his extravagant spending habits and highly publicized real estate ventures, has faced financial struggles in recent years. Yet, eviction is a level of crisis that feels deeply personal, exposing the challenges that even celebrities are not immune to. Behind the headlines and movie premieres, Cage is confronting a stark reality, one that involves legal battles, mounting bills, and the stress of losing a place he called home. This story is more than just a celebrity mishap. It is a glimpse into the consequences of choices, the pressures of fame, and the very human difficulties that accompany financial instability, even for someone who has earned millions. Fans are left wondering how the Hollywood icon, known for his daring roles and audacious lifestyle, ended up in such a situation, and what this of his life will mean for the man behind the legendary performances. Nicolas Cage's eviction is a reminder that even the most flamboyant stars face trials and setbacks, highlighting the human side of fame in a way few stories ever do. Nicolas Cage has always lived life on his own terms. From the very beginning of his career, he has been a man drawn to extremes, roles that challenge conventions, public appearances that spark curiosity, and personal choices that have made him both a cult hero and a media sensation. Yet, even for someone who seems larger than life, there are consequences to the choices we make. And the recent news of his eviction has sent shockwaves through both Hollywood and his fan base. For years, Cage's spending habits have been the stuff of legend. Exotic cars, private islands, castles, and even dinosaur skulls, nothing seemed off limits for the actor who turned intensity into an art form. He pursued passion projects with an almost reckless abandon, acquiring properties that reflected his fascination with history, architecture, and eccentricity. But the glitz and grandeur came with a price. Mortgages, taxes, and legal entanglements accumulated quietly, forming a storm that, for a time, seemed manageable but eventually became overwhelming. The eviction is not just a story of lost property. It is a glimpse into the human side of Nicolas Cage. Behind the flamboyant persona, there is a man who, like anyone else, can face financial pressure, mismanagement, and personal setbacks. Reports indicate that the eviction stems from unpaid obligations tied to one of his many properties, a place that once represented both his creativity and his desire for freedom. To lose it is not merely a matter of legal paperwork, it is a symbolic blow, a reminder that even the most fearless can be humbled. Those close to Cage describe him as resilient, even in the face of adversity. Friends say he handles setbacks with a mix of humor and determination, refusing to let failure define him. He's been through ups and downs before, one insider explains. Nicolas has always found a way to rebound, whether through a career resurgence or a creative project. This is just another, in knowing him, he'll find a way to turn it into something positive. The public reaction has been a mix of shock, concern, and curiosity. Fans who have admired Cage's commitment to his craft and his unapologetic eccentricities are now seeing the man behind the headlines, facing the tangible consequences of decisions that extend beyond the film set. Social media is abuzz with speculation, sympathy, and even admiration for his ability to weather such a storm.
It is a rare moment where the celebrity becomes human,
stripped of cinematic grandeur and confronted with the realities that affect us all. Financial difficulties are not unique to Cage. Many celebrities, despite their wealth and fame, encounter challenges that mirror those of everyday people. The combination of high expenses, legal obligations, and lifestyle choices can create a precarious balance. In Cage's case, the eviction highlights the tension between ambition and sustainability, a reminder that even success cannot fully shield one from practical consequences. Yet, even in the midst of this setback, there is a sense of possibility. Cage has built a career on transformation, reinvention, and embracing the unexpected. He has faced public scrutiny, career fluctuations, and personal challenges before, and each time, he has found a way to emerge with renewed creativity. The eviction, while jarring, may be another moment of reinvention, a chance to reset, refocus, and continue living on his own terms. Even if it means starting anew in unexpected ways, Nicolas Cage's eviction is a stark, unflinching reminder that life, fame, and fortune are never guaranteed. It shows that even those who seem untouchable, larger than life, and endlessly resourceful must confront reality at some point. But if there is one constant in Cage's story, it is his ability to navigate chaos with resilience, humor, and an unwavering commitment to living authentically. While he may have lost a property, the spirit that has driven him through decades of extraordinary highs and public scrutiny remains intact, perhaps even stronger for the lessons learned. The road to Nicolas Cage's eviction was not sudden. It was the culmination of years of high-risk decisions, extravagant spending, and complex financial obligations. Friends and insiders note that Cage has always lived in extremes both in his career and personal life. While this approach fueled his creative genius, it also left him vulnerable to the pressures of maintaining multiple properties, investments, and tax obligations simultaneously. Each new purchase, whether an architectural marvel, historic mansion, or private island, brought a thrill, but also a hidden cost. Cage's passion for collecting, whether rare art, vintage cars, or real estate, was part of his identity. It was an extension of the same fearlessness that defined his acting, the willingness to take risks and embrace the unusual. Yet behind the glamour of ownership, there was the practical reality of mortgages, taxes, and legal obligations, responsibilities that could not be escaped by celebrity status or charm. Over time, these financial burdens mounted, quietly creating tension and uncertainty beneath the public persona of the confident. Larger-than-life star, legal entanglements complicated matters further. Several of Cage's properties were tied to lawsuits or liens stemming from unpaid taxes or contractual disputes. These issues, while common in the world of high-profile real estate, created additional pressure. The eviction is reported to be the result of one such unresolved issue, highlighting the intricate web of obligations that even celebrities can find themselves trapped in. It is a reminder that wealth, while protective in many ways, cannot prevent the consequences of mismanaged obligations or overlooked responsibilities. Emotionally, the situation has been taxing. Those close to Cage describe moments of frustration, stress, and reflection. For someone whose life has been defined by creativity and independence, losing control over a property is profoundly unsettling. Yet there is also resilience. Cage, insiders note, has approached the situation with a mixture of humor and determination, refusing to succumb to despair. He's not the type to let this break him, one friend explains. He's already thinking about what comes next, what can be salvaged, and how he can move forward. That's just who he is. Despite the financial and legal pressures, Cage continues to work, taking on roles that challenge him and allow him to sustain his career. Friends emphasize that his commitment to acting is not only a source of income, but a vital outlet for expression. Way to regain balance amid the chaos of his personal life. Work provides structure, purpose, and a reminder of the unique talents that have defined his decades-long career. There is also the human side of the story. Cage's family and close friends have rallied around him, providing support during this difficult. Emotional encouragement, advice, and practical assistance form a safety net that reminds him he is not alone. This network is crucial, as navigating eviction, lawsuits, and financial obligations in the public eye adds layers of stress that most people never experience. It is not just a financial struggle, it is an emotional and social one, impacting relationships, reputation, and personal well-being in reflecting on the eviction. Insiders note that Cage has begun reassessing priorities. There's a growing awareness of sustainability, responsibility, and the importance of balancing passion with practicality. While his love for extravagant acquisitions is unlikely to disappear entirely, the eviction serves as a stark reminder that even extraordinary wealth requires careful management. Ultimately, the story of Nicolas Cage's eviction is not one of failure alone. It is a story of risk, creativity, resilience, and human vulnerability. It underscores the reality that even the most flamboyant stars, whose lives appear untouchable, must face the consequences of their choices. And while Cage may have lost a property, he has not lost the creativity, determination, or charisma that have defined him for decades. If anything, this challenge offers an opportunity for reinvention, another dramatic in a life already marked by extremes. The public reaction to Nicolas Cage's eviction has been immediate and intense. Social media erupted with speculation, sympathy, and a mixture of shock and curiosity. Roles struggled to reconcile the image of the untouchable, eccentric superstar with the reality of a man facing very real personal and financial setbacks. Headlines splashed across entertainment outlets, framing the situation as both a cautionary tale and an eye-opening glimpse into the human side of famed. Cage himself, however, remains remarkably composed. Those close to him describe a man who is not defined by public perception or gossip. He's aware of what people are saying, one friend notes, but he doesn't let it control him. Nicolas has always marched to his own rhythm. This is just another challenge he's facing, one that he intends to confront on his own terms. For someone whose life has been scrutinized relentlessly for decades, this level of emotional resilience is nothing short of extraordinary. Despite the public scrutiny, Cage has taken time for reflection. The eviction has forced him to reassess his priorities, evaluate past choices, and consider how he wants to move forward. Friends report that he has been contemplating not just financial recovery but personal growth, how to live sustainably without sacrificing the passions that make him unique. The loss of a home, once a symbol of freedom and eccentricity, has become a catalyst for introspection. It has prompted questions about what truly matters: relationships, creativity, and emotional well-being. Interestingly, Cage's approach to this setback mirrors the same fearlessness that defined his career. Just as he has taken on unconventional roles, embraced risk in filmmaking, and pursued life on his own terms, he is now confronting adversity head-on. There is no panic, no dramatic retreat, only careful planning, emotional resilience, and a determination to rebuild. For him, the eviction is not a defeat. It is an opportunity to recalibrate and redefine what stability, success, and happiness look like in the next stage of his life. The emotional impact on those around him is profound. Friends and family witness the tension between public exposure and private struggle. They provide a safety net of support, guidance, and understanding, but also respect his independence and agency. The delicate balance between intervention and respect for autonomy is challenging. Yet it is precisely this network of trust that allows Cage to navigate the uncertainty with dignity. Even small victories, completing paperwork, addressing legal obligations, or securing temporary arrangements, are celebrated as milestones, reinforcing the importance of persistence and patience in the face of adversity. Cage's experience also sheds light on the broader realities faced by public figures. Wealth and fame, while protective in some respects, cannot insulate anyone from the consequences of financial missteps or the complexities of property management. His eviction serves as a reminder that celebrity does not equate to invulnerability. Human vulnerabilities exist beneath the glamour, regardless of the number of awards, films, or public accolades. Despite the challenges, there is optimism. Cage's creative career continues to thrive, offering a source of income, stability, and purpose. His resilience, eccentricity, and relentless drive have allowed him to reinvent himself time and again, turning obstacles into opportunities. The eviction, while disheartening, is framed not as a final but as a turning point, another dramatic scene in a life already defined by reinvention, audacity, and survival against the odds. As he begins the process of moving forward, Cage remains a symbol of persistence and adaptability. The loss of a home may temporarily disrupt routines, but it cannot erase decades of creativity, talent, and influence. Friends emphasize that the essence of Nicolas Cage, his humor, passion, and unyielding individuality, remains intact. If anything, this experience adds depth to the man behind the public persona, revealing resilience, humility, and a capacity to confront life's unpredictable challenges without surrendering his spirit. The story of Nicolas Cage's eviction is ultimately a human story. It is about facing consequences, reevaluating priorities, and finding strength in vulnerability. It is about the intersection of fame, fortune, and the very real struggles that can touch anyone, no matter how legendary. And above all, it is about resilience, the courage to face adversity, recalibrate, and continue moving forward. A trait Cage has exemplified both on and off the screen. The eviction has become more than just a legal or financial matter for Nicolas Cage. It has evolved into a pivotal moment of self-reflection and transformation. For a man whose life has often been defined by extremes, eccentric choices, daring roles, and extravagant purchases, this setback forces a pause, a rare chance to reevaluate priorities, financial management, and personal goals. Cage has always thrived on reinvention, and insiders suggest he is approaching this with the same creative resilience that has defined his decades-long career. Friends describe him as pragmatic yet thoughtful. The eviction prompted him to take stock of his properties, investments, and spending habits to identify what truly serves his life and career. For someone who has long followed instinct and passion over caution, the process of reassessment is both challenging and enlightening. Cage is learning to balance his creativity with practical planning, recognizing that sustainability does not have to come at the cost of individuality or self-expression. Financially, the path forward involves careful restructuring. Legal advisors and accountants are helping him navigate the aftermath, addressing overdue obligations, renegotiating agreements, and ensuring that future risks are mitigated. These steps, while methodical, are part of a larger strategy to restore stability while preserving the freedom that Cage values above all. Friends emphasize that he approaches these measures not as punishment, but as tools to reclaim control and continue living life on his own terms. Equally important is the emotional rebuilding. Losing a home, especially one tied to personal memories and passions, is profoundly impactful. Cage has been working with close friends and family to process the emotional weight of the eviction, finding solace in humor, storytelling, and creative outlets. The support network surrounding him is crucial, providing encouragement, perspective, and grounding. Small victories, regaining control over paperwork, securing temporary accommodations, or simply finding a sense of routine serve as reminders that recovery is possible. One step at a time. Cage's approach to this challenge mirrors his career philosophy: embrace the unexpected, turn adversity into opportunity, and remain authentic in the face of scrutiny. Just as he has reinvented himself in diverse roles from cult classics to blockbuster hits, he now seeks to reinvent his personal and financial landscape. The eviction, though undeniably difficult, is reframed as a catalyst for growth rather than a final defeat. It is an opportunity to emerge stronger, wiser, and more focused on what truly matters. There is also a public dimension to his recovery. Fans who have followed his eccentric journey for decades have expressed concern, support, and empathy. Social media posts range from shock to encouragement, illustrating the connection between Cage and those who admire his work. This public awareness adds pressure, but it also reinforces the idea that setbacks, even for celebrities, are universally human experiences. Cage's response, measured, thoughtful, and forward-looking, demonstrates emotional resilience that extends beyond financial recovery. Ultimately, Nicolas Cage's eviction is more than a headline. It is a testament to the human capacity for adaptation and reinvention. It is a reminder that life, even for someone as extraordinary as Cage, includes moments of challenge, vulnerability, and reflection. What defines him is not the setback itself, but the manner in which he responds with determination, creativity, and unwavering individuality. As he begins to rebuild, both financially and emotionally, Cage's story offers a broader lesson about resilience and perspective. Wealth and fame can provide comfort and opportunity, but they do not shield anyone from consequences, mistakes, or the unpredictability of life. The true measure of strength lies in facing those challenges head-on, learning from them, and continuing to move forward without surrendering one's identity or spirit. For Nicolas Cage, the eviction marks the start of a new era that balances caution with creativity, responsibility with freedom, and pragmatism with the eccentricity that has always defined him. In navigating this journey, he demonstrates that setbacks, no matter how public or dramatic, can be transformed into opportunities for reinvention, growth, and renewal. And in doing so, he reminds the world that even legends must face life's challenges, but with resilience, courage, and authenticity, they can rise again.